In an address to the nation on Saturday, Russian President Vladimir Putin blamed Ukraine for the attack on the Moscow's Crocus City Mall. The death toll in the attack has now risen to 143, and Putin has claimed to punish all those responsible for the deadly attack and declared 24th March as a day of national mourning. However, Ukraine has denied any involvement in the attack so far, where 11 people, including 4 suspected gunmen, have been arrested. Let's in fact listen into what Putin had to say. All right, but again, viewers, Vladimir Putin there making a strong statement that he is going to punish all those involved in this heinous and this deadly attack. In fact, to give us more on this, my colleague Brian Thomas joins us this morning. Brian, what has the Russian president said after this attack?
Well, Asavri, Russian President Vladimir Putin laid the groundwork on yesterday for potentially attributing blame to now Ukraine for the devastating attack on Moscow Concert Hall, and making his first remarks on the assault more than 19 hours after its very commencement. Asavri, he vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice regardless of their affiliations or even backers. And during a brief address also, which lasted around 5 minutes, Putin insinuated that individuals in Ukraine had attempted to facilitate the escape of the assailants across the Russian border before they were intercepted by Russian security forces. And although Putin reframed from definitely implicating Ukraine in the attack, he also did not acknowledge the assessment by American officials also linking a branch of the Islamic State to the incident. And his address also, Savri, Putin stated that they were trying to hide and were moving towards Ukraine, referring to the 4 individuals who were responsible for the attack, who the Kremlin also claimed that being apprehended in Western Russia. And he further asserted that based on the preliminary information, a window of crossing the border was also prepared for them by the Ukrainian side. And despite Ukrainian officials repeatedly denying any involvement in the attack, and American officials stating that there is no evidence of Ukrainian complicity, concerns were also raised before yesterday on Friday about Putin's potential attempt to falsely shift blame into Ukraine. And even some analysts and critics of the Kremlin suggested that such accusations could serve as justification for another escalation in this Russia's ongoing invasion. And notably also Putin refrained from explicitly blaming the West for instigating terrorist groups to perpetrate violence with Russia, which a narrative has also been espoused. And moreover, he made no mention of the security alert issued by the United States Embassy in Moscow that happened on March 7th, which warned of potential attacks on concerts in Russian capital, and a detail that some pro-Kremlin figures has seized upon as possible evidences of American involvement. And emphasizing the need for international cooperation in combating terrorism, Putin also declared Monday as a national day of mourning and even announced tightened security measures across Russia. He also underscored the importance of preventing the perpetrators of heinous attacks from committing further atrocities. And as the investigation unfolds, attention definitely remains, Asavri, focused on the tragic toll of the attack, which claimed the lives of 143 individuals. And amidst this aftermath also, the renowned Russian rock band Picnic also found itself at the epicenter of this tragedy, highlighting the broader impact on cultural icons and even the nation's sense of security. Yes, Asavri.
All right, Brian, with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, International Affairs expert. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for speaking to us on NewsX. Now, this attack in Moscow has claimed 143 innocent lives. Putin has blamed Ukraine. This war has been on for the past over 750 days. So, I mean, with this attack, things are going to worsen, things are going to aggravate.
Well, sorry, first of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. You know, I think it is very important for Russia to understand and realize that the real nature of this attack, which has been carried out by a terrorist organization, and it is Islamic State Khorasan which has taken responsibility. So the real nature of this threat must not be ignored. And there should not be, as I have been saying, that there should not be any politics or any compromises with regard to dealing with this menace of terrorism. If terrorism will be, the challenge of terrorism will be addressed through the prism of various strategic and geopolitical fault lines, then it is very unfortunate to say that we will not be, international community will not be able to achieve desired success to defeat this menace of terrorism. Terrorism and this challenge must require a united response. On the other side, when Russia is blaming Ukraine, but on the other side, the United States of America is saying that they had shared some intelligence with regard to this impending attack on Russia. And at this point of time, it is essential for Russia to realize the real threat, the real nature, and the calling spade a spade, and accordingly, the Russia should respond. And it is a very huge tragic development has taken place on Russia. And though Russian president has been also saying that these attackers, they were moving towards Ukraine after carrying out this horrific act, and Russia is claiming that they have apprehended. But there is no doubt that this is a terrorist attack. And what about this responsibility which has been taken by Islamic State Khorasan? And why Russia is not, giving a proper attention to the threat which is being posed to them by this terrorist organization, Islamic State. Islamic State has carried out several such attacks in Russia in past also. We know about it, and it has been history that Russia has come under attack from the Islamic State in the past as well, inside Russia, in Middle East region, in Syria, etc. So I think Russia should think about responding to this terrorist organization where exactly this attack has come. So instead of blaming Ukraine and instead of taking this matter with their ongoing conflict with Ukraine, I think it is essential to realize the real nature, the real threat, wherever it has emanated from. They must give a thorough investigation to this, and accordingly, it is important that Russia must respond, because this is the biggest attack on Russia after 2004, and I think this must be responded to, and Russian president and international community is watching what kind of a response Russia is going to have. But as I said, I will reiterate this again, that there should not be any politics or compromises with regard to dealing with the issue of terrorism. There must be a zero-tolerance approach towards fighting this menace of terrorism, and a united, coordinated response is required by international community. At this point of time, Russia has been targeted. So Russia, it is a responsibility of Russia to realize the threat and respond accordingly, instead of going into the various kind of politics and compromises, etc. on this issue of terrorism. That's what I would say.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.